Hello and welcome to I Am Well podcast. I'm your host Gemma, a nutritionist and a hormonal fasting coach, passionate about self-development through a holistic lens. But my biggest mission is to help empower women and get them to reconnect and trust their bodies again. So if you're a woman who just wants to better herself and live her best life, you're listening to the right podcast. So let's get to it. Hello everyone and welcome back to I Am Well podcast. Today I'm really excited. We're getting stuck into how to create a fasting lifestyle, how to get started if you've been listening to me for a while now. And actually one of my most popular episodes on my podcast is always to do with fasting. So it's either the 3-day water fast, how to get started on that, or it'll be about when not to fast, like all these different fasting episodes. They're always my most popular one. So if you're keen and you love what I'm teaching and you're interested on getting started on this journey yourself, this is the episode to listen to today, because I'm giving you everything. As a beginner, how to get started. If you know nothing, that's okay. If you know a lot, that's okay too. Sometimes it's good for a bit of a refresher. But with a fasted lifestyle, I just want to make sure that we put it out there today. This is not about not eating. This is not about just trying to rip away your body's nourishments that it needs. Okay, we're not taking things away from the body. We're actually just giving it a chance to take a breather, to heal itself, and to remind your body that it can do that. You know, I created a post on TikTok that I'm still working my head around TikTok. TikTok to me is very scary. I feel like Instagram is the place to be for businesses, and, you know, people are a bit friendlier on there and kind of support each other, like especially if you have your own business. And then TikTok, I feel like, is just, people are loud, they say whatever they want, they say whatever they think, and they are fine to attack you. So it always scares me. But I posted a post last week and I didn't really think much of it. I was just kind of talking a little bit about how your body actually can produce the GLP-1 hormone that so many people keep promoting for Ozempic, or any weight loss drug out there. They keep saying, you know, GLP-1, like get this supplement, it has GLP-1, it's going to help you produce GLP-1. But I just wanted to remind everyone, for the people that didn't know, that your body actually produces this on its own. Yes, some people with diabetes, some people who have other health issues, their body isn't properly producing it. So that's why these drugs are necessary and needed. But for myself, who has a background in body dysmorphia, sometimes the way these weight loss drugs are being portrayed, it can kind of be quite enticing to someone who doesn't have the mental capacity to pull themselves back and be like, no, it's okay. Like, I don't need that. Like, for me, I know I'm of average weight. I don't need a weight loss drug, but in the back of my mind, when I'm seeing celebrities have them and I'm seeing like it being told all over the internet, like, it's not that bad for you, it's actually great, like, look how quickly I've been able to lose weight. It can be a bit toxic then, because like, as I said, for me with my body dysmorphia in the past, I'm like looking at this going, oh my God, every celebrity is on this, maybe I should be on this. And that's where it was concerning, because I was like, if I'm having those thoughts, can you imagine how many people out there are having those thoughts when they don't necessarily need the drug? It's just they've forgotten to trust their bodies. They've forgotten that their body can actually produce this. And sometimes it's just about stimulating it again. So when we lean into fasting, we're allowing our body and the gut and everything to start to produce GLP-1 itself. That will then switch off your hunger cravings. It will help you actually crave more whole foods. So it does like all the things that those weight loss drugs do, except it's a bit more sustainable. your body has done it instead of a medication, which makes it a bit more empowering. And it helps you reconnect with your body in the process. So that's what I was saying in that post when I posted it. And oh my God, it went so like crazy. I have people fighting in the comments, and I was just trying to say, I am not against weight loss drugs. I'm not against them. In fact, I think they're needed, and like it's a health medication, and that's the whole point of them. What I was against was trying to glorify them as like anyone can have them for weight loss and it's so good. Like, and because it makes me so frustrated, because that is taking your power away from you. Once again, you're outsourcing your power to a medication. You don't need that. I don't need that. Some people do. Let's move on. Okay. So this is where I wanted to begin with when getting stuck into fasting. First off, when I take any client that comes into my world and we start on nutrition or anything, they want a health plan, they want their diet looked at, they want answers to their hormonal cycle, why these things are happening. I'm like, okay, first off, before we get stuck into any of that, I need to understand the environment that you are in. I need to understand the amount of stress you're under, if any. And because some people don't know they're under stress, okay? Being under stress is so common nowadays. It's just, that's the norm. So I like to talk about what is going on in their life. So what's going on in your life at the moment? Do you have a steady job, or are you looking for a job? Are you longing for a partner, or you've had a partner for a while now? Are you and your partner struggling? Do you have kids? Are they getting sick all the time? Are they driving you crazy? Are you missing your kids? Are they older? Like, all of these things I want to know, not because I'm nosy. I want to know because I know that is affecting your health and your mindset and everything more so than your diet. So we get down to that first. So this is what I want you to, if you're really keen on starting this lifestyle, I want you to do it properly. I don't want you to just jump into it, because so many people come to me and say, I love what you taught. Like, I'm going to start a 36-hour fast. And I'm like, what? Okay, but I wouldn't start a 36-hour fast right off the bat. Because what's going to happen is it's going to be like one of those other diets that you try out there. You're going to fail, and you don't get to the 36 hours. Say you get to 20 hours, and you're going to be so down on yourself, and you're going to come back and be like, I am never going into this diet culture again. And you're going to blame me and say I'm a part of diet culture. That's not the case, okay? First off, we need to take it slow. We need to understand your lifestyle, what's going on for you, and then we ease into it. We don't just start off with a 36-hour fast right off the bat. You're going to hate me after that. So let's understand what your cortisol's doing. A great way, if you are someone that likes to have, the facts, or you like to see it in real time, what you can do, and I'm sure you've heard me talk about this before, is get a glucose monitor. Because a glucose monitor, not only can it tell you what foods are spiking your blood sugar levels, but it can also tell you kind of how your cortisol levels are going. So you can get them, if you're interested in wanting to find them and you live in Australia, I can leave the link for them in the show notes below. They're super easy to attain. And if you've got a fear of needles, welcome to the club. We all did, like even my clients and even me, and we've all gotten over it. And it's benefited all of our health so much. Like, we're all understanding our bodies on another level. So highly, highly recommend that you start off with a glucose monitor. And a great time to check them is in the morning and at night. And you want to be within the ranges of 4.5 to 5.5, like that's optimal. However, when you wake up in the morning, having a cortisol spike is actually normal. This is where a lot of people get confused. It's normal to have a cortisol spike in the morning. So when you wake up in the morning and you might check your levels, say you might be a bit above a 5.5. Don't freak out. That is okay. Your cortisol is spiked because it's doing that to wake you up, to get you ready for the morning. It's like when we exercise as well. When you're exercising, your cortisol will spike. Cortisol spikes aren't always a bad thing. Our body does need them. So that's okay. Morning spikes, okay. It's if you're going to bed at night and you're seeing your glucose as quite high, chances are it could be what you've eaten. So it could be if you've had a late meal and it's heavy carb loaded or had some sugary dessert, it could be that. But if you haven't eaten for like 2 to 3 hours and you're going to bed still, it could be your cortisol. And the cortisol response that's happening in your body is a little bit off balanced. So that's really good to know, because we kind of want to get that under control first before you want to start implementing all this fasting. Because fasting, we have to remember, is a stressor on the body. So when you fast, you are also going to produce cortisol, and we don't want too much, because cortisol will then take over progesterone. Your hormones will be all sorts of out of balance. And once again, you'll blame fasting, blame me. So this is what we do. I want you to do a full overhaul of your lifestyle at the moment. I'd like to do this with my clients for 2 weeks. So for 2 weeks, I would like you to test your glucose levels, test what they are in the morning, test what they are before you go to bed at night, and then start taking note of the things that you're eating. I know having a food diary can be so annoying, and a lot of people just at the start, they love entering the food diary, but then after a while they don't. And I want you to try to challenge yourself that just remind yourself it is 2 weeks out of your life. That's all you have to do is take note of the foods that you're eating and start recording your glucose levels. Look, I am always here. If you're not even sure of what the glucose reading's meaning, always reach out to me in Instagram DMs or my email. I will leave the links in the show notes below. Otherwise, come join my program, because we can do this together. So that's what I want you to start doing. Checking your glucose levels, and you get heaps of those strips from the glucose monitor. So you'll have heaps of opportunities to check them. You won't have to buy a lot. You get 100 of the strips that come with it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry. You'll find out when you go have a look at that link in the show notes. So take your glucose levels and take note of the foods that you're eating. And then I want you to also journal throughout this time. I know a lot of things that you're like, Gemma, I don't have the time to do that. But once again, it's a mindset thing, and it's uncomfortable for you, because really all of that, it's not going to eat away at your day that much. The fact we are on our phones so much, we could be sitting there scrolling for hours. And imagine if someone came up to you and said, hey, for every day this week, can you please get on your phone for at least 2 to 3 hours every day? You would be like, no, that's going to take up so much of my time. Yet the majority of people in the world do this. So me telling you to write exactly down what you're eating each day and journal for 5 minutes on it, and then take your glucose levels, that is not going to take out 3 hours of your day every day. I promise you. If anything, it might take out, if we're taking note of every time you eat, look, maybe I'm going to be considerate here, maybe 30 minutes, 40 minutes out of your day. But really, it'll probably take less than that. So that's all you have to do. You just have to do that for 2 weeks out of your life. This will give you so much information about yourself, so much information about your body. And the journaling part, because we're talking about mindset here first, the journaling part is the key player here too, because I really want to understand when you're feeling really stressed out, when you're feeling, because you want to take note of where you're at in your cycle too, if you have a cycle. If not, that's okay too, but you do want to still take note of how you're feeling every day and the emotions that are coming up for you. What's going on in your life, why maybe one day you reacted really badly and the other day you didn't. I promise you, doing this is going to give you this huge overhaul about your life, and everything starts to become clearer, and you get to start taking proper action. So that is the first steps. I am also, just for the listeners of this episode, So if you're listening to this episode, you're lucky because usually it's only my clients that get these things. I'm going to leave a few resources for you in the show notes below, especially on glucose levels. So when you look at the glucose levels one, it's going to help you understand what your glucose level is reading, what that means, and what you kind of want to stay in between. So I'll leave that for you in the show notes below. Step 2. Step 1 was a big one, I know. Mindset, environment is always a big one to start with. And I feel like it's so key. And I do not want you to start fasting until you do step 1. Step 2 is remove toxins from your diet. So if you're in the wellness, holistic world, you've probably heard this before, like chemicals, processed foods, all of those kind of things. We want to try to take them out of our diet as much as possible. Now, I am a realistic lifestyle nutritionist coach. I know how hard it is sometimes when you're a busy mom, you're busy at work. If you heard my last episode, I 100% know what it's like to work and try to run your own business as well as having kids. So sometimes the easiest options, they are processed and it's just convenience. I get that. We are just trying to do this. It's like the 80-20 rule, 80% of the time. So I want you to start focusing on, especially for the first 2 weeks before you start implementing fasting, I want you to focus on minimal sugar. So trying to take out sugar from your diet as much as possible. If you can go 0 sugar, great, good on you. Well done. And I am applauding you, but I'm not saying you have to, okay, guys? Just minimal sugar, because I've done minimal sugar and I've still been able to do fasting and it's worked really well. So just minimal sugar, processed foods. We want to try to have as much whole foods as possible. And we also want to try to remove the chemicals in our environment as well. If you heard, I've had Gabby on here before, a wonderful friend of mine and co-worker. We have our own business together as well. She did an amazing episode with me about the environment and detoxifying your environment. She uses essential oils. She uses all these different tools for cleaning products, because our cleaning products, like, there's so many chemicals in there and it can mess with your hormones and mess with your kids' hormones as well. So trying to remove chemicals in your environment. If you are cooking with a Teflon non-stick pan or any non-stick pan, highly recommend go out, grab stainless steel, grab cast iron. What else? There's I can't think of the other one now, but those are the tools that you want to use in your kitchen. You don't want to be using non-stick. Non-stick has a chemical within it that when it gets heated to a certain point, eventually it starts peeling off and it goes into your foods. So no non-stick, okay? I love my cast iron pans. I love having them. I do use stainless steel as well, but I love cast iron because the iron from the fry pan actually gets into your food as well. And you know, there's so many women lacking in iron at the moment. It's crazy. So love cast iron. And as I said, cleaning products. Of course, you can do beauty and hair products. I talked about skin products before, where I still believe there's a fine line between what's chemical and what's actually penetrating your skin or not. If you want more information on that, please reach out. But yeah, we just want to remove all of this as much as possible because it's going to be easier on your liver to detox your food and to detox your hormones from your body as well, rather than focusing on trying to detox these toxins, because it's so much burden on your liver, and your liver will prioritize trying to detox the toxins than it will your hormones. And that's where you'll get like either excess estrogen or excess progesterone, and you'll have things like PCOS, endometriosis, painful periods, all the rest. So that is really key in this, and it's going to help you when you fast. You will be able to switch over into the fat burning mode so much easier if you really focus on this, I promise you. And then when you are fasting, it's going to be so much easier for you as well. You're not going to be craving food as much. You're not going to be feeling like you're having withdrawals or anything, because you did this. It's so, so key in this process. And this is why a lot of people end up hating a fasting lifestyle, because they don't focus on this first. A lot of people think that fasting is a quick fix. They think that all they have to do is stop eating and their body will do the healing. And then when they eat, they get to, like in that small eating window, they get to eat anything and whatever they want and they'll still lose weight. And I've seen that happen. Like I've seen people do that and they have lost weight. But especially for women, because obviously I'm a hormone specialist for women, I know this. What you're eating in that eating window, yes, you might be losing weight, but it can still have such a detrimental effect on your hormones that you could end up having like an autoimmune disease. You could have, as I said, painful periods. You could have headaches, like all of those symptoms. Yes, you've lost weight, but you're still having those symptoms, and that's really frustrating. So that's why we do step 2. Okay, step 3 is that this is when we can try my 30-day reset plan. Now, my 30-day reset plan is a gentle intro into fasting. We start with intermittent fasting, so that is around up to 15 hours. Then we lean into some days where we do some 17-hour fasts, but nothing longer than 17 hours in this intro beginning 30-day reset plan. If you're interested in this, I also have the 30-day reset plan attached to the show notes below in this episode. So please go have a look at that. This is your next step. And then, as I said, it's 30 days. So just follow the program as you can. Pretty standard. You have to, if you've got a cycle, you have to do this to your cycle. Please go back and listen to the episode on fasting to your cycle. If you don't have a cycle, you can follow this whenever it suits you. Some people like going to the moon cycle. I really like the sound of that because it just feels like you're really connecting with the earth and connecting with the energy around you. So I really like that idea, but it's totally up to you. Okay, so step 4 after that. This is the last and final step of it, and this is something that you actually are going to do throughout the 30-day reset plan, and it's where you're actually going to, what I like to say, reconnect to your body. Fasting is such a good opportunity to reconnect with yourself and understand your body and the feelings that are coming up throughout. So I want you to understand the difference between your hunger and emotional eating. I want you to understand your mood, your energy throughout this. Whether, you get to a point, whether you're doing a 17-hour fasting day and it's really, really hard and you're struggling and you're getting really agitated and irritated, I want you to write all of this down and I want you to sit with those emotions. It is so easy for us nowadays, especially if you're an emotional eater. Like I am an emotional eater too, guys. This is why I liked this fasting lifestyle, because it wasn't about a diet to me. It was about a lifestyle. It taught me to reconnect to my body, and it taught me to listen to these emotions, which is something that I never do. Never did. I never liked to listen to my own emotions. So doing this, easing into this 30-day reset plan, when you do start to become really irritated or you're really angry, I don't want you to then go, oh, well, I better break my fast. It must be time that I'm breaking my fast. Like this must be a sign or symptom for that. Instead, I want you to actually do what's super, super uncomfortable and sit with it. Let the emotion come out. Be angry. Journal about it. Maybe not journal straight after, but be angry in the moment. Okay? Get curious about why you're being angry, like what part of you. I love Gabby Bernstein. I love listening to her. She's an amazing spiritual coach. But she has a book called Self-Help, and it gets you to understand the different parts of you. So like the inner child parts, say you've got that anger that's coming up, that's technically an inner child that might need someone to just listen to it. So I want you to think of that part that's getting really angry as a part of you. And that's where you are going to meditate. You're going to question it. You're going to say, what do you need in this moment? And sometimes all it needs is just to feel safe or just to have reassurance, something along, all it wants to do is be listened to. But instead, what we're so used to, especially as adults, we don't like to let our emotions in and we like to push them aside. So what this 30-day reset plan is going to do, it's going to help you reconnect to your body, reconnect to your emotions that come up, and understand that these emotions, they're normal. Stop pushing them away. It's time to feel them. This is the moment, and this will change your life. This whole plan and these steps, if you really, really follow them, I promise you, after the 30 days, you are going to be a changed woman. Or man. If you're doing this as a man, I welcome you too. You will not only potentially lose weight or feel better or have an amazing cycle that month, but you will also change your life. You will start to look at things differently. You will start to become so self-aware, and you are just at the next step of feeling your body on a whole nother level, and I'm really excited for you. So I really want you to follow this. Let me know how you go. Little recap for the end. Remember to clear your mental and emotional space. So everything around you, what's going on in your life, I want you to understand. I want you to be aware of it. We're really going to help focus on decreasing stress as much as possible. Second step is I want you to remove the food toxins in your diet. I want you to look at ingredients. Make sure when you are choosing ingredients that are packaged, I want you to read the back and understand what's actually in the foods. We don't need all the chemicals in there. It's going to make it so much harder on your hormones. And a lot of people out there that teach calorie deficit diets, they'll tell you, yeah, but it doesn't matter. Like, you can have this, like it's all about just counting your calories and then working out whatever. It does matter. There's actual research into it now. And unfortunately, the Food and Drug Association, they don't care as much. It's just food. So they don't really care, which is crazy. So we have to take that power into our own hands. So I really want you to try to understand what's in your foods by reading the ingredients. Don't worry about the nutritional panel. Read the ingredients. And then number 3, start with gentle fasting reset. So we're going to start with our 30-day reset plan. And then you're going to connect deeply with your body throughout that. And you're going to allow your body to feel whatever comes up for it. Maybe it's not anger. Maybe you actually have clarity for the first time in your life. Maybe you feel really calm. I want you to let that part out and really listen to it. I want to remind you as well, because maybe this is something that is completely different to anything that you've tried before. You know, there's a lot of challenges out there nowadays, a lot of calorie deficit diet challenges, you know, do this, go to the gym, like blah, blah. But this challenge is really, it's more than just a diet plan. It's more than a weight loss tool. It is healing yourself from the inside out and connecting with it like nothing you've ever experienced before. Giving you the power again and feeling confident in yourself that I can do this. You are so capable of healing. Your body is so capable of healing. Whether you believe it or not right now, it is. And fasting, it's just a doorway back to balance. It's not a restriction. I don't want you to think of this as a restriction. Those moments when you are leaning into fasting, remember, this is allowing you to connect to your body. You're so grateful to have this body. You get this one life. Why not feel your best and really connect with it? Let me know how you go. I can't wait to hear. Remember, all the links are in the show notes below. And if you're listening to this, it's very special because I am not offering this anywhere else. So this is really good. Once again, let me know how you go. Leave a rating or review if you liked this episode. It means so much to me. You have no idea. Every time someone tells me they actually listen to my podcast episodes, I almost cry because I'm like, really? I'm actually making a difference? Like, this is happening? Like, this is what I want. So you all mean so much to me. Thank you and have a lovely evening. And I'll talk to you all in the next episode. Bye, guys.